Hey guys, so if you didn't know, we have a lot of movies. And recently we counted how many we have seen. Adam has seen a lot more than I have, but I'd only seen what?
300 something?
Yeah, like 320 movies.
Yeah, and I think I've seen like 500 something or something like that.
And we have close to 1,000, which that's really pitiful.
Yeah.
Now, you could be higher, because you said you didn't count.
Yeah, there were certain things that I'm like, I don't know if I've seen, so I didn't count.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I was like, I feel like I would have seen this. Or movies that I know my dad watches all the time. I was like, yeah, I've definitely seen this.
So her numbers are probably inflated.
But we won't talk about that. So we decided to, and not only that, but whenever we have to pick a movie, if we want to watch a movie, we end up normally not watching a movie because we can't figure out what to watch.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's hard to pick one.
We've tried a lot of things. We've tried pulling things like little slips of paper.
We have it's called My Movies. It's a great app, not a sponsor. But basically you can like shake it and it'll bring up a random movie. And so we do that a couple times and do that. And then sometimes if it's not one we want to watch,
we'll just keep shaking.
Yeah, we just keep shaking it.
We've also tried like just going through alphabetically. We got to
the second movie.
Yeah, the second movie. And so we've decided to make a fishbowl. I took forever and wrote every single movie out on a slip of paper. The exceptions are like, we put all of Harry Potter under one slip because I'm not gonna watch Deathly Hallows Part 1 before watching the first one. That's stupid.
Yeah, so basically if we pull a slip like that, then it'll be like, oh, now we have to watch an entire series.
We are going to pull a movie, we're going to watch it, we're gonna then talk about it. So, do you or I want the honor?
You can pull the first one.
Oh my gosh. So much pressure.
And I mean, the rule is we have to watch it. So like,
yeah.
We can't, like we're not gonna throw it back in. It's gonna be, this is the first take, and we are going to watch it.
And if it is a series, we will not watch all of them in one video. We will then just have
separate videos, yeah.
The next however many episodes of this show. Be it. Serenity. You cannot see that.
Oh boy.
I've not even heard of this movie. I've heard of it because it's on our show.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes me nervous.
We might have to watch Firefly before that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, then we shouldn't watch that first. We'll watch Firefly after Lost. And then we'll watch this.
Yeah, so she's never seen Firefly, so
it's been on our list of to watch.
Legitimately, she cannot watch Serenity. Reddit says so.
Yeah, let's find the Reddit user that said that. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, there we go. That's sweet. Reddit user Mick Grood.
Shout out.
Shout out to you if you're watching this.
What did they do?
He's not watching this.
Like 7 years from now, stumble upon this video.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be so funny.
All right, so we're gonna watch Sherlock Holmes.
If you know them, please send this to them.
So we're gonna watch Sherlock Holmes. That would be Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh.
Yeah, and I haven't seen these movies in a long time, but I really enjoy them. So we're gonna watch that, and then we'll be back.
Woo! I'm excited.
Show the movie!
We just got done watching Sherlock Holmes on Blu-ray.
Directed by Guy Ritchie and stars Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, Rachel McAdams, and Mark Strong.
Yes.
Gabby had never seen this.
Nope. And the only thing Sherlock Holmes related that I've ever, like, I only know it from English class, and you know, like, the iconic, like, brown trench coat, plaid hat, like...
Yeah.
Read nothing, seen nothing.
And this is very different from that.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love this movie. I've seen it, I don't know, probably 3 times. Maybe this is my 4th. I think it's a great movie, and I mean, honestly, like, there are a few suggestive themes in it. It's like there's a bit of violence and stuff, but like, I mean, it's decently family friendly, I would say.
And the violence isn't. It's not like gory or anything. It's just like, oh, people are fighting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few scenes that are kind of like, but I mean, it is rated PG-13, so I mean, obviously use discretion for that, but I love this movie. It's great. It's a cool reinvention of the Sherlock Holmes story, I think. And I mean, like, the characters, Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, like, they work so well together. And Rachel McAdams' character is great.
She's just great.
And Mark Strong, the dude that plays Blackwood in the movie, like, I mean, creepy. He is creepy.
Yeah, very much so.
And so it's a very cool movie, very, very good, and definitely worth the watch if you haven't seen it. And then next we'll watch the sequel. So that's exciting too. Now here's the spoiler review. So, spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. While Rosalind is going... if you don't want the movie spoiled, do not watch from this point on. I absolutely love the fight scenes and the voiceovers with that. Like,
it sets up the movie so well at the very beginning.
When Sherlock Holmes like plans everything in his head before the fight, and then it kind of like quickly does the fight after that. It's like super interesting, super cool way. It almost makes Sherlock Holmes feel like a maniac, like he's a psychopath.
Yeah,
which I mean,
I felt
pretty much he is, I guess, in a sense.
But, like, the scene where he's hearing all, like, the voices of, like, the, like, Watson yelling at him and stuff and, like, playing the violin.
Yeah.
Like, it really sets him up to be just, like, a madman, like, super smart, but also a little bit crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And then the first scene we meet Blackwood, like, he's got that little clear glass blade. And it's just, like, really cool that he's, like, hiding that, kind of thing. And I mean, you really can't see it until he points it out. I just feel like Robert Downey Jr. plays Sherlock Holmes so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him as an actor.
I feel like all of his characters, like, and this is me not knowing a lot of his films, but just, like, as Tony Stark in this and, like, other things that I've seen him in, he's always, like, the same character of, like, knows a lot, super smart, kind of pompous about it, but also you still love him.
Yeah. We meet that huge French dude, and they're fighting whatever, but then the boat scene, like, they sunk a dang boat. Like, I mean, that boat was huge and probably very expensive, and they sunk it. And, I mean, that scene was really cool. That was very, like, genius way of, making it a little more exciting and a little more crazy, especially when the boat like rolls over Sherlock Holmes
and Watson.
Yeah, and Watson. And then like Sherlock is just a straight up savage. I mean, like, he was sitting at the table, with Mary and Watson and calling stuff out, and then he's sitting with Blackwood's dad that he says is Blackwood's dad, and then he's just like, oh, well, everyone else is dead, so you're going to probably be next. And it's like...
2 minutes later, we see that. I really liked how a lot of, like, the magic was explained at the end, because what is it called? And I was trying to think of it the entire time we were watching it. Suspension of disbelief or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like, I had a really easy time, like, suspending my disbelief of, like, in magic and stuff. That was fine. But there were some things that I was like... I don't know how I feel about that. Like, kind of like the reaction of whenever he was fighting the French dude, like with the taser thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not believable or whatever. But then at the end, whenever he like explained all the magic to be science, I was like, oh, that's kind of clever.
Yeah.
As a way of doing it.
Well, the whole ending is just intense. Like, there's so many things going on, and the fight scene on the broken bridge. Well, not the broken bridge, but the being built bridge was pretty crazy. And like, I mean, the CGI of that and stuff like looks really good. I feel like the whole movie, they did a really good job of making it look like it's from the period. From like the 1890s or whatever.
There were some things that I felt with the CGI at first that I was like, oh, that looks bad. But then thinking about it being from, like, 2008 or 2009, it's like, oh, no, that was really good for its time.
Yeah.
Like,
and it just feels like a cohesive unit. And they used a lot of practical, buildings and things, but, like, obviously things don't look the same as the 1890s. The end with Blackwood hanging inevitably, which is the death scene that's kind of like, might be a little too much for kids. But like that's kind of a fitting end where it's like he's finally gone, we're good. But then you're like, oh, there's this bigger guy named Moriarty. He's the new one, and now we have to get him. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean that's obviously what the second movie is going to be all about, is about Moriarty and finding him. And then we watched all the special features on the disc as well, because like I love stuff like that, and we think it's fitting to basically review the Blu-ray as well. And I felt like there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was my first instinct, because like you went to it and you were like, oh, because there was like the play all option, and then it was like you had to scroll through the list. And at first it only looked at 3 things, which I feel like 3 things is good anymore for a Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like more if you scrolled down, and then we got through all of those, which we can go into detail if you want to. But then after that, there was then a 15-minute like little mini documentary on making it, which I thought was just crazy for a Blu-ray anymore.
Well, and that's, I mean, like, because we're in a culture now with streaming that we don't get those things. We don't get the special features, and so like it's really cool to watch those again. And I think like, I mean, none of them were like, holy crap, crazy. There wasn't like bloopers, which I was kind of hoping there was, because that's one of my favorite things. But like a lot of the technical aspects, talking about the CGI and how they did that, and the locations they used and how much they had to add, and talking about how they were reinventing Sherlock Holmes, which I didn't know that, like, I guess Watson in the books wasn't as like, they didn't have as good of a relationship. And so like, I guess Hollywood is the reason that kind of changed. Which was very interesting.
I did feel like the documentary was a lot of the same stuff that was in the other ones. And I guess I didn't realize it when I was watching it, but the documentary was called like the reimagining
it's Sherlock Holmes Reinvented.
Yeah. And so I was like, all these people are just saying the same things that were in the others, but then having the perspective of, oh, look at how we're changing Sherlock Holmes. And so I was like, that's whatever. And then I realized what the documentary was about, and I was like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I would suggest watching this movie. It's great. It's got some great actors in it.
Yeah. And
they all perform really well. I feel like you're invested in these characters.
If you enjoyed this video, let us know. If you've seen the movie, let us know what you think about it, if you liked it, if you hated it. And we're going to go watch the second one, because we got that to watch now. Normally we would pull one, but we already have the second one picked out and ready to go. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, because we'll be doing this more often, because we need an excuse to watch movies. But yeah, so check us out and have a great day.